Hare Krishna, Chandra Grahan, Lunar Eclipse, Shravan Purnima, Raksha Bandhan, all these things happening together. The date is August 28th, 2026. This eclipse is happening because of moon in Shatabisha nakshatra. Let me first show you what areas are going to be hit. Do we see it in India? No, we don't see it because it's the morning time. So we will go to the website and I'll show you what is happening here. Okay, so I'm going to play this. This is how, you know, you see the formation of the eclipse, and this is a simulation, and this is where it's a complete lunar eclipse. And I will also be showing you that this happens in the western part of the world, right? So the areas are North and South America, parts of Europe, uh, and Africa. When we talk about India, it begins at 6:54 approximately in the morning on August 28th, and this will eventually end by 12:31 and 47 seconds. So approximately by 12:32 p.m. in the afternoon, right? So this is the timing, especially if I'm speaking from Punjab. Now, you see, when you talk about any Chandra Grahan, at times it is not visible in a lot of countries. But does that have a significance? It does have a significance astrologically, because definitely it is having a major impact on everybody's horoscope. So let me show you my screen here, and you know I've made this horoscope of around 8 in the morning on August 28th, 2026. And this is where moon is, you know, in the Shatabisha nakshatra in the Padawan. So technically, let's first understand Shatabisha nakshatra. You see, when we were in school, there was a story that if you have a stick, if you want to break it, you can break it easily. But when you have two, three, four, multiple sticks, and then you try to break, you know, you are not able to break it. So, this is the moral of the story was that, when you are united, unity is power. This is Shatabisha is the largest nakshatra. You've got, 100 stars in this nakshatra, giving a representation of collective power. Okay. When I say collective power means teamwork. And what happens when you have an eclipse under such conditions? The first thing that takes a major hit in whichever area, your moon is in your horoscope, in whichever house this is happening, that unity, that collectiveness, that strength of the teamwork is challenged. That's the problem. And then Shatabisha is also about physicians. It's also about, you know, giving you tons and tons of healing because of the Devata, the deity associated with is Varuna. Varuna, I mean, there is no better healer than Varuna. And then that particular thing is getting eclipsed. And Chandra is in very strong Pap Kartari. I'll show you how. You see, if you see it here, Chandra is right in between Rahu and Saturn. The good thing is that Rahu is going away from Chandra, from the moon. If it would have been coming towards, you know, Chandra, it would have been a double impact. So whenever there is a Papkartri and there's another planet which is going away from that particular planet, it is good, right? It is the impact is less. So that's a technical thing that you've learned today. Now, Shatabisha is, I've seen people that, these people have troubles in their life in terms of stability. Shatabisha is already having that unstable energy. For the people who are born in Shatabisha, they will see that their life is very speculative. It's like highs and lows and ups and downs all the time. You would hardly see a person in your life with Shatabisha nakshatra having a very stable life. The answer is no. On the same time, there is huge amount of pressure on Shatabisha people, and that pressure is that they cannot afford to fail. They cannot afford to fail. They are given certain circumstances where they have no bracket to fail in their life. That creates tons and tons of pressure, and eventually, because of those pains, those pressures, these people become very, very immune to a situation. All those people out here in Shatabisha, they can, resonate with what I'm saying. Now you bring moon there, and now you get that moon eclipsed. What happens? The first thing that happens is that close associations, teamwork will take a major hit. Second problem is that self healing will be delayed. Third problem is that you are going to see tons and tons of speculations. You will see people really struggling in their business in terms of some days are very good, some days are like very, very ugly. You will see expenses going haywire. You will also see the market and even the basic amenities that if you want to buy, you'll see the prices for next 6 months will go skyrocket. That's the problem. But on the same time, whenever there is an eclipse, it is the greatest opportunity for a native to enhance his or her spiritual journey. You see, this eclipse is happening in a sign which is Aquarius, and this Aquarius sign naturally belong to Pitris. Aquarius is also sixth from the sixth, and Chandra is getting hammered. Three things if you do. Point number one, just do as much remedies that you can do for your Pitris, for your ancestors. We have Shraddh coming, the Shraddh Paksha. And do not forget to do the charity in the Shraddhas. If you don't know the tithis of the death of your ancestors, then go for the last Shraddh, which is Amavasya, which is known as the Sarvapitra Shraddha. Just do it. Go to Brahmins, call Brahmins, and get those, Shraddh remedies and, that routine that you follow in your parampara. And make sure the eldest family member is part of it. He should be one who's leading it, and you people are assisting it because he has the right. The second thing is that feed birds and animals as much you can, especially where you see those ants, like hundreds and thousands of ants. I'm talking about 100 stars. thousands and thousands. Like, the ants, they work in the team. They have a very strong teamwork. And when you do the charity with the ants, that effect that has happened to the universe, that negative energy that has come, is not going to give you, a lot of trouble. So make a mixture, have some black sesame seeds, white sesame seeds, some little bit of rice, some sugar, and some jaggery powder. Mix it well, make a material, and every single day for next 6 months, starting from August 28th, in that time that I've given to you, just give it to the insects. Just do it. Feed dogs, feed cats, visit to the spiritual places, go to your Jyotirlingas. Next 6 months, go to Shakti Pithas, go to Char Dham, or go to your Guru, go to your, the temple that you believe in the most, where you find your mental peace. Just go there. That one prayer that can help you here is Lalita Sahasranama. Do not forget to listen to Lalita Sahasranama for next 6 months. This is how you find opportunity from that negativity as well. Every eclipse is an opportunity for you people to enhance yourself spirituality, or enhance yourself in spirituality, enhance yourself in bhakti to the next level. That is the positive of an eclipse. However, you need to be conscious. And I'll talk about all the 12 moon signs, where you have to be conscious and when you have to be conscious. For that, let me tell you one thing. Let me show you. So this, we try to, give emphasis from the Lagna, but primary emphasis, because it is a Chandra Grahan, we are going to take as the moon sign. For Aries moon sign, it is very, very important that you take care of your 11th house. Do not break up with your elder sibling. Do not get confused with society. There are chances of unstable income and a lot of fluctuations in your gains. Take it easy. Do not take any impulsive decisions when it comes to any sort of investments. Because what happens is that Moon is looking at the next house of investments. And that's where in next 6 months, this energy can make you do certain wrong investments. You see, whenever we have such kind of eclipses, there is problem with Varuna. And that is climate. That is rains, floods, cloud bursts. This is very, very common. And this is going to happen at mundane level. And you'll see this. And the effect starts like 72 hours before. Huge amount of floods. There will be disturbances in the sky. If you are Vrishabha, you got to be very, very careful, when it comes to your work, because this eclipse is happening in the 10th house from the Vrishva Rashi, Taurus moon sign. There will be problems within the team. There will be problems at your job. You may, your team may start forcing you to work and start forcing you to give individual results within the team. Sometimes when you're not performing, your team is performing, your skin is saved. But sometimes when the team is also in a little challenging situation, and then that time comes where, the individual performances are noticed. This is the time now. Be very careful. Try to remain team up with your boss, with your father. Have patience and do not hesitate to take help and support. Do not hesitate to upgrade your skills. Otherwise, you're going to have a little difficult situation in the next 6 months. On the same time, when we look at Gemini, for Gemini moon sign, so I'm going to write here moon. So for Gemini moon sign, this is happening in the 9th house. When you travel this time, make sure you properly plan your travel. Do not have exhausting travels. There could be, mental peace of your father, or there could be a disagreement with your boss. That's where the problem can come. Be very, very careful with that. On the same time, it's one of the strongest opportunities for you to enhance yourself spiritually. Finding a guru and then visiting your guru and then visiting your Jyotirlingas and temples, and especially Tirupati, is on cards for you people. And if you go to Tirupati in next 6 months, it's tremendous amount of good results. Just go. Listen to Lalita Sahasranam every day. Feed dogs, birds, cats, insects. And you will see tons of upgradation in your spirituality. For Cancer moon sign, I know you've got Jupiter in the Lagna Cancer. Moon is over. Jupiter is over your moon. But this eclipse is happening in the 8th house. Be very careful with your health. There could be, a relapse in any of your chronic diseases, cervicals, lower back issues, spine issues, rectum areas, reproductive system. Be very careful when you're driving. 8th house is where you fall down. You got to be careful with that. However, for learning occult and spirituality and master certain sciences of Tantra, this is an absolutely great time. It's a brilliant time. For people who are, Singha Rashi. So for Singha, this is basically happening, in the 7th house. And when it happens in the 7th house, there are troubles and problematic situations, at marriage, at partnerships, in the marriage, in the partnership, in your daily income. You'll see yourself stuck. Be very careful if you're trying to dissolve a partnership. If you can hold on, if you can, postpone it, to be great. If you're looking for a divorce or a separation, this is not the time. It's a wrong, impulsive decision that you're going to take. And if you're looking for creating a partnership, be very careful. This house is the house of marketplace also. Be very careful in marketing and branding. You can have troubles there as well. Do not get into window shoppings. You can be conned. There are chances of, frauds online with you when you go out shopping. Be extremely careful with that as well. When it comes to Virgo moon sign, you've got moon in the Virgo sign. This is happening in the 6th house. Viral diseases, infections, stomach issues, enemies. Be very careful when you're taking any major debt or any financial decision that you're trying to take. It can give you troubles. It may go wrong. But if you keep on doing Lalita Sahasranama, you can convert this into an achievement. Sixth house is house of charities. For you people, sixth and the 12th, both, in fact, you people will have to feed birds and animals the most. Do it. And you will be spiritually touching to the highest level in your life. For people who are Libra moon sign, this is happening in the fifth house of your love, romance, skill, children, education. There will be certain, lack of support. There will be some misconceptions and misunderstandings with your love life or with your children. And you need to take care of that. Fifth house is where you do the Panchakshari mantra, Namah Shivaya. See, all these remedies that I've given in the beginning of this are for everyone, but specifically for certain houses, I give more remedies. Like, for Libra moon sign, Namah Shivaya mantra, at least 10 malas every day is going to be very crucial for next 6 months. But then again, Lalita Sahasranama, a lot of charities, make sure you involve your children in the charities. They go and do it with you. Do not take any impulsive decision, or if there is a tension, mental trauma which is rising in your love life, give it some time. Do not take any hasty decisions. For no reason, you'll have a breakup. Shatabisha itself is a very heartbreaking energy. For Scorpio, it's happening in the fourth house, your home environment. Do not run a parallel government at home. You will see resistance. You will see misunderstanding with your mother. You got to be careful when you're buying a vehicle. You got to be careful when you're learning and driving a vehicle. There are chances of a minor accident because, you see, the problem here is that, the Lord itself, okay, Shani is right next to it. And then, for Scorpio, Mars is also, 8th from the moon. So not a very good, circumstances. For Sagittarius, it's happening in the third house. There could be misconceptions or misunderstandings with your younger siblings, with your neighbors, with any startups that you're planning. Be very careful. Be very careful when you've started a new relationship. Have patience in that. Third house is the way you communicate. So communication has to be, well taken care of. Do not do any frustrated conversations. For Capricorn moon sign, this is happening in their second house from the moon. So there could be misunderstandings and problems within your family, and there could be a lot of mental turmoils when it comes to your fixed assets. You are in radar where you can lose some money through an online fraud. Be very careful. Do not give your OTPs and everything. Do not. For people who are, Aquarius moon sign, it's happening, on the moon, which is like really, really, tough situation for Aquarius. It is happening in their Rashi. So here you got to be careful with your name, fame, with your reputation in the society, with your health, with the kind of decisions that you're going to take. You need to watch out. And also, when you have this eclipse happening in the Lagna, it's very, very important that you take care of your nervous system. It's very important that you do not get conned by someone. The people who can come and do frauds with you, be very, very careful. For people with Pisces moon sign, you need to be careful with your investments. You need to be careful with your sleep. You need to be careful with your sexual encounters. That can defame you. Do not put your money or do not put money in one entity. That's the message for, Pisces moon sign. You already have Saturn right on top of you. So you got to be careful. There will be tremendous amount of mental stress that will be happening. But I must tell you one thing, that every eclipse, be it lunar, be it solar, it has tremendous amount of opportunity for you people to enhance yourself spirituality, spiritually. That's the power of these eclipses. Celebrate Rakhi, give promises to your sisters. Your parents, your mother, your father, they feel very proud of you when you promise your sister that, hey, I'm there. That one sentence, I'm there, is the strongest feeling a sister can ever have in her life. When she ties Rakhi, just tell her one thing, that no matter what, I will always be there. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Har Har Mahadev. Shambho.